We're live.
Are you going to introduce us?
Hello everybody, my name is Crystal Winter, and welcome back to my channel. With me here today is...
SergioSquishy. Hi everyone, how are you guys?
Yeah, we're gonna be doing it sounds weird to say chalk show, but...
Yeah,
it's close enough.
We've kind of got inspired by the Lady Grave Dancer and Wednesday, how they do their type of thing. We're kind of be doing something like that, kind of. But we're not trying to copy or anything. We're just trying to do our own, our own experiences. Does that make sense?
I think that makes sense.
Yeah. So by no means are we trying to take theirs or trying to make it our own, because they have so much more experience on us, and I'm still gonna watch them either way. So yeah.
Truth.
So, you gonna introduce our topic?
So the first question we have is, how'd you find your path?
Are you gonna go first, or should I go first?
You can go first.
Okay, so how I found my path is, well, really, I've always, ever since I could remember, I'd always liked anything magical, anything on the TV with superpowers or magical things. I would always be into it. And then one day, and then I was kind of and then I started growing up, a little bit, and then I just became, I was kind of an atheist, really. I didn't really believe in anything. I'm that's not real. But I always, deep down, I would always believe in witchcraft and magic, yeah. But other stuff, I was no, that's not true, honey. But then, one day I was on Netflix cycling through, and then I found this movie on Netflix. It's called The Last Keeper. Have you seen that movie?
I don't think I have.
Yeah, I was just, because, I always like watching movies. If there's anything with the witch in it, I'll watch it. And then, so I was going through, and then I seen The Last Keeper. I would always see it, but I would never watch it. And then this day, it was a Sunday morning or whatever. I think it was during the summertime. I just looked at it. I'm let me just watch this movie. I always see it. And then I click on the movie, and it's this movie, Anyway, it's a movie about witches and all that kind of stuff. You guys should go check it out. And then at this one part in the movie, they have this harvest ritual type thing happening where they have water, all this type of stuff. And I don't know, something in me just sort of clicked that magic just exists, and it wasn't even anything really magical. It was just a plain, simple harvest ritual type stuff. Nothing with sparks or anything coming out their hands or anything. It was just a normal ritual, and then it just clicked in my head. Then I went to YouTube witchcraft, and then I found all this stuff. And that's kind of just how it all started. Yeah.
That's a nice one. Mine's kind of boring. But, the first time I ever thought of or perceived the idea of witchcraft is the ideal notion that witchcraft is satanic. So, I was I don't understand why it is, but I guess I'm gonna follow that. When I was 9, I was 9 years old, okay? And I was oh my gosh, this is so cool, and we have magic powers, and I was
So you went into it all the Satanist type route?
Yeah, I did. And then I was with my friend Sarah, and we did a lot of interesting things, and then I started to actually get into more researching the how it happened, paganism, Wicca, you name it, I've researched it. And I slowly but surely found my way to the draconic path. That's when you work with dragons. Before that, I was working with goddess Isis for pretty much my whole entire life. And I still have a altar dedicated to her, but I'm mainly with dragons now. But I went through a very tough time going through the satanic side. I mean, it's interesting, but yeah. 5 years.
Is that something you would be willing to share later on in another video, or is that private?
I'm open to everything.
So then I guess that's another topic, or we can continue that. I guess this is all about how we got into our path.
True. So
there more.
I don't care. You can do whatever.
So when I The Last Keeper isn't the most witchiest movie out there. If I probably would have seen The Craft, I probably would definitely oh my god, I need to do this now. But the only real in quotations, because I'm nobody to say what's real or what's fake, but that movie was like the only like real-ish type witch movie I seen, because there was nothing really. Well, yeah, I don't want to spoil it, but there was nothing really like sparks or nothing like that. It was just like a plain type of movie, and they had that ritual. So yeah, if I probably would have seen like another movie like The Craft or what's it called, with practical magic, I probably would have been more like in like clicked. But that's the movie I've seen, and then once I started getting into it, I guess we can start going to like our beginnings. Should we do that, or
Like beginnings of
like our beginning of getting into the magic and all that type of stuff?
Sure.
So I sort of started getting into it. I researched it, and then I found this like video, like how to witchcraft. It was like 1 through 4. It was like the Wicca, like more Wicca stuff,
Oh,
and
I
then
watched those.
like it taught you about like an athame, like a wand, like all this type of stuff. And I was like really into it. Like I was like, oh my god, let me learn all this. But it kind of was like, I don't really like click with that. I was like, I'm kind of gonna still watch it anyway. But I'm like, I'm not probably not gonna do all of what they did. So yeah, and that's just how I sort of started. And I started looking at all these channels. Mirth and Reverence was like the first witchy channel I ever like subscribed to, and she's I'm pretty sure she's Wiccan. You know her? Mirth and Reverence. Have you heard of her?
I don't think so.
Yeah, she's like an older witch, and then I'm pretty sure she's Wiccan, and she's like been in a coven, all that stuff. So I watched her videos, and yeah, she has like a very. I think she's Wiccan. She has like a very Wiccan setup, all that type of stuff, and then in the how-to witch video, they like did like this like magic witch water, holy water type stuff. And then I made that, and as I was casting my first circle, my mom like walked in and then like kind of ruined it. I was like, oh my god, like she was like, what are you doing? I'm like, nothing. And then she walks out, so I was like, oh my god, let me continue. So my first circle I did was like interrupted, and then I made this like witch water, and then I sprinkled it all around my room, and like that, like after I did that, like my room just felt like such like a safe place. Like I would always. Yeah, it just felt so safe and so relaxing. Like, it never felt like that before. I could just, like, lay there all day, like, in the dark and everything. So, that's kind of, like, my first thing I did. And then after that, I kind of just, like, started getting more and more into it. And then just, like, yeah, till this day, I'm still... It went all the way up to this day, so...
Nice. Yeah. The first thing, the very, very first thing is I started making an altar. And my altar was really bad. I had the statue in the middle, then I had like these weird like, I don't know, it was so weird. I had little tiny bottles full of nothing, and then it was bad.
So you like went to go buy statues?
No, my dad has so much Egyptian stuff that that's what I'm drawn to. Like, Egyptian mythology is amazing. So I took one of the statues, not knowing who it was, and just placed it in the middle, and was like, yes. And before I even knew how to, yeah. And then, so I had my altar on the plastic table that I have my desk on right now, that I'm sitting at, and I was like, okay, plastic isn't very natural. So I kept on searching, and then finally built myself a pretty good altar. I mean, it was nice, but the first thing I ever did, like, witchy-wise, because I thought that altars were all you needed back then. Gosh, I was so not knowledged, I guess. That was, yeah. So I had this little, like, bedside table, and I put my altar on it, and it was Litha, like, last year, and it was my first Sabbath, and I was like, yes, I'm getting so excited, and I did a full ritual. I cleansed my whole entire room, and it was amazing, and every single day, every Litha makes me so excited and happy. But
that's probably like a special time, because that's like your first thing.
It really is. Last Litha was not very good for me, though, because I was at my aunt's house, and I did not like it there. A 12-year-old kept, like, messing with me, and it was not fun. But...
Wait, what did you say? What happened? I didn't hear that, sorry.
A 12-year-old, my cousin, kept messing with me and being really mean, and I just dealt with that the whole entire time. But last Litha was really important because it was a full moon in Sagittarius on Litha. And I got some water from that, but the area I was around was so negative that I haven't been able to cleanse it all yet, and I've been spending so much time on it. It's crazy.
And you're a Sagittarius, you said, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a Cancer. What like path or what are you? So would you say you're like Wiccan or like let's get into all that good stuff.
I'm more pagan than I am Wiccan, because Wiccan, like Wicca, is a man-made religion, and it's kind of new, isn't it? It's only been around for 50, 60 years, I think.
Probably something like that.
Gardnerian Wiccan, like all that. But paganism was around before Christianity, so I like old things and I drew to that more.
So you would just say like you're just like a pagan witch.
That works with dragons.
So you work with the dragons. You want to get into that like a little bit? Explain what that might mean, because I honestly don't even know what that even means.
So draconic witchcraft in itself is a very, very hard path to go on, because it's like, what's that word? You have to have a lot of. You have to be very, very dedicated. And it's a hard path to practice because dragons, like humans, are very, very different. I mean,
I bet.
Even though you can't see them, they're still there. I mean, with, fairies and the fae, they separated off from humanity because, they didn't like it how we were treating the earth and stuff, so.
I know, I bet.
You have to, gain a lot of friendship with them to work with them. So, yeah.
So would you say that the dragons are like with the fairies? Are they like the fae? Are they like type of fairies? Fae?
Dragons are dragons in themselves, but they are in the same realm as the fae.
Oh.
Yeah.
So for me, wait, let's go back to you. So have you ever seen the dragon or the fae or?
Yes, I don't see fae as in little tiny people. I see them as orbs of light.
Yeah, I seen those too. I seen a blue one and a white one. I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, I see those a lot around my altar and around my windows.
I see them they just go by my corner of my eye. They kind of just go by.
Yep.
I never fully see them staring right in front of them.
Yeah, I have a friend. Her name's Jocelyn. And she is the fairy queen, that's what I like to call her, because she works with the fae a lot more than I do. But, since I love dragons a lot, and they've been around my life, my whole entire life has been just dragons. And Egypt. That I was just automatically drawn to dragons. But I didn't know it existed until I watched Dragon Feather 369's videos about her experiences with dragons and witchcraft and everything, and I was like, yes, inspired.
Oh, dragon! I feel like I've heard that name before. Dragon. Are they kind of popular? They're a YouTuber, right?
Yeah, she has a lot of subscribers.
I think I've heard of that name before. But for what kind of path I'm on and what kind of I do, I've never really done the Sabbats. You do the Sabbats, the witchy things. What are they called? I'm really bad at all this stuff.
Sabbats.
So is there Esabats, or I don't know how to say that word?
Esbats are the lesser.
Do you do those too? Rituals?
I focus more on Sabbats than I do Esbats. Esbats are kind of full moons and stuff, I believe. I mean, I don't work with them enough to know, but, I mean, on full moons, all I do is charge things and draw it down, so.
So my path, I guess I would say my path, I'm still trying to find my path. I've only been into witchcraft for about 2 years, almost a year and a half, and yeah, so I'm kind of still new. I have never done a Sabbat or anything like that. I don't really feel called to do anything for that, and as for my path, I would just say I'm pretty eclectic right now, still trying to find my path, but so far, I just do the basic witchy things, candles, all that kind of stuff. I have some crystals, but I'm still looking for the right path. So how long have you been into the witchy world?
4.5 to 5 years. Yeah, it's been a long time.
So what else can we? So do you have any witchy friends? Anybody else you know who does witchcraft? And did you come from witchcraft or all this stuff?
I have my friend Jocelyn, as I said before. I got her into, I like showed her the ways of the witch, is like how normal people say it, and she's like, wow, this is like so cool. You know, she was raised in a pure Christian family, and I gave her some supplies, and she's like, yes, thank you. And I was like, you should work with a fae. They'd be, you know, you're sweet, and, you know, she respects nature a lot, like a lot. So I thought she would be better with the fae than, you know, anything, really. And she's like, okay, I'll try. And then she's been working with them ever since, and it's been about 6 months for her, I think. Yeah, 6 months. It was pretty cool.
That's cool. So that's like your only witchy friend you have?
Yep, all the other friends that say they're witches aren't. Like, if a witch doesn't witch, she isn't a witch.
Ooh. And your family, no one in your family is a witch, right?
Nope, no one. My mom doesn't care as long as I don't do anything bad, so.
So are you guys still kind of like in the Satanist type stuff?
Nope. Not anymore.
As for me, I don't have any witchy friends. Like, yeah, no one's ever really been interested in becoming a witch. They're kind of like a little like okay, like weirdest about it. Like they think it's kind of like evil, all that kind of stuff. My family is not really that religious. They're like Catholic, but they're not like Catholic hardcore. They're just like they don't go to church or anything. Yeah. So my mom, she's okay with me all doing all this, and yeah, I have all my stuff here. It's just, yeah, I would like to have a witchy friend. I would like to have like a group of witches, like a coven, I guess you would say, or whatever. But I have yet to find one, and yet to find anyone else who's a witchy people. I only got the witchy people online.
Yeah, I want to find some like in real life.
Yeah, I would love to have like other witches here, but also online's cool. I would love to have like teachers teach me stuff. And that's why I love YouTube, because there's just so much things teaching me, and all these people that I watch, and they just have so much great information.
Speaking of school, although I'm only 14, I enrolled in a college of witches, and it is amazing. It's a very, very inexpensive. It's $25 a month, and it's...
Is that like online or like in person?
It's online, but it's very in detail about, you know, Wicca, what it is, who made it, you know, everything like that.
Ooh, so they're like a Wiccan class, like Wiccan school, I guess?
They're eclectic.
Oh.
So it's everything in between. Fairies, dragons, you name it, it's probably there.
Oh my gosh.
And they even have like these chat rooms where you can join and then do rituals with everybody.
Oh.
Like full moon rituals, espits, sabbats, you name it.
So did you already enroll, or you're going to?
I've been enrolled for about a month and a half now.
Oh, and you've like learned things and chat with people?
Yep. I'm in the first degree thing, and once I graduate from that, which will be in a while, I'll get a certificate.
How long does that take?
There's a whole bunch of lessons, and I think there's at least 5 to 10 lessons. So, lessons should take about a week or a week and a half at time. You have your own time to do it, which is the best part about it.
Yeah,
and I really need to catch up on it because I've been busy, and I really, really need to finish the first lesson. They're like this introduction homework, and then this, like, deity review. That's what I'm going to call it because I forgot the name. It's like you pick a deity from, you know, that interests you, and then you do research on it, and then you tell about it in like a little page, and then you do that every single, like, after you finish your lesson homework, and it's really cool.
And what's it called?
The College of Sacred Mists.
Well, there you go, guys. Anybody wants to go be online, go ahead and go to there and sign up.
I will put a link in the description to their website.
Great. So, what else to talk about? Maybe we can talk about our first spells we did.
Which spells did I do? So technically the first spell I did was like a ritual for Litha, and I did a spell that made the year happy and full of love and everything like that. So
and would you say that spell worked?
I would say it worked perfectly fine.
That's great. My first spell, actually, besides the whole making that water, my first spell actually was a banishing spell because somebody had to go. And it was an air spell. I got like a bunch of herbs and
Okay, wait.
I got like Yeah, I
Wait,
basically I
my
was
pa-
witching with like barely anything. I had to just use all the herbs I had in my kitchen, like powder, and that's like all I really had. I put some tahini like in a bowl with some other herbs and all that kind of stuff, and then I went outside because it was a really windy day, and I was just mixing up the bowl counterclockwise, just like making it just sort of fluff out into the air. I mean, I guess if you would say that, and I would just say whoever the person was, I said their full name, and I just told them to leave, and I just said like don't come back, all that kind of stuff, and that very day I did that spell, they did not even show up that day. They were just out. They didn't even show up, and they were gone for a little bit. And yeah, that was pretty cool how my first spell was like that.
nice. I did a spell on my cousin. I did not like him. He was really creepy to me, but he worked with my mom's husband, so I had to deal with that. And
He what? I'm sorry, what'd you say?
he worked with my mom's
Oh,
husband,
uh-huh.
so I had to deal with him like coming home every day. But I did a banishing spell on him, so he wouldn't like come near me or anywhere around me. When I was home, he wouldn't interrupt me or anything, and it worked so
That's
well.
cool. That's good.
And it was a really small one. It just like you write their name on a 3x3 piece of paper, put a sigil on the back for, banishing and like stay away from me, and then you stomp on it and let out all your anger and be like, no, go away. Then boom, there
Oh,
you go.
that's a good idea.
And you either rip it up, burn it, or bury it.
And so where did you learn all your witchiness from?
I have so many books. I'm like not a witchy, I'm not a book witch. Yeah, I'm not that. But I like to read things from them and get my ideas. I like to do rituals like on the go, just random. Like just make it up, do it as, go with the flow. And I don't really yeah, it's like my own thing. I create my own spells, my own rituals, and they've worked pretty good so far.
That's good. So when you first decided to get into it, you just went to the store to buy some, or did you ask someone to go with you, and what did they think about it?
I went with my mom, and I liked a yard sale. It is fun. You get to find so many things. I pick up so many candle holders, but I saw this one book, and I'm gonna grab it. I forgot the name of it, but it's by it's called To Stir a Magic Cauldron by Silver Ravenwolf. This was my first book,
Oh, I've
A
heard of
Witch's
that
Guide to
book.
Casting and Conjuring, and I've just been reading that and all the stories she has in here, and I've been just soaking up the information and the knowledge.
So did your mom see you get that book?
Yeah,
And what did she think about it?
she's like, okay, as long as you don't do anything to me, I'm fine.
Oh, that's good. My mom was a little hesitant at first, but I was like, this is what I'm gonna do. She's like, okay. She wasn't really into it, she said no, I don't want you doing this, but she never really took action, so I was like, okay, whatever, thanks.
Yeah, it's just...
And I've learned basically everything I know from YouTube and from the videos I find. And on YouTube, it's kind of hard because in YouTube people only say so much. They'll only tell you so many things, and there's only so many things you could learn, and people say the same things over and over.
Yeah.
So that's why I would like a teacher to teach me things, and cause I'm kind of stumped.
Yeah, I've struggled with that a lot.
Yeah. What else to talk about?
Although I do love YouTube for the knowledge, I've created so many magical, I don't know, tinctures and you name it, I've probably made it out of, watching YouTube videos and learning how to do it. It's just so fun. Oh, have you initiated yourself yet?
I don't even know what that means. Initiate to what? I don't even. Please explain.
Initiate yourself into the craft that you'll be, dedicated to it.
I've seen that in the book. It's by what's his name? It's the big blue book with the pentacle on it. He's a really famous writer. I'm bad with names. It's the witchcraft. Oh my god, what is it?
DJ Conway?
No. It's the what is it? Book of witchcraft. No, it's not really. Anyway, in that book, I know it said there was this whole ritual there it is. The Buckland's Complete Book of Witchcraft by Raven Buckland. That book, I found it online illegally, but for free. I found it. And then I looked through it, and then like there was like this initiation thing where it's like you gotta like I don't know. Actually, not that. So
I have a self-initiation ritual. I got it from an app on the App Store, actually, and it was a nice one. It wasn't too big. It was just like a nice, like cast your circle, say a whole bunch of, you know, things dedicating yourself to the craft, and it's very simple and it's nice.
yeah, I've never like done that. The only thing I really did is I opened my like when I opened my circle, I kind of just I just sat there. I don't know. I haven't initiated myself. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think that's my thing.
Nice.
Yeah, what else to talk about? Or unless, are we done? Is that gonna be it, or?
I don't know. It's been 25 minutes so far.
I think we've kind of touched on all. Or how about let's talk about like this probably like the last one, like your witchy. What kind of do you have? Would you say you have like a lot of items, a lot of witchy things, or like how'd you get all your items and experience like trying to all that good stuff?
If I got rid of every single witchy room in my every single witchy thing in my room would literally be empty besides my bed and a couple cupboards, dressers, and a.
Yeah, I've seen your videos and you got like a lot. It's like extravagant. Like it looks pretty cool. Your altar, I've seen it. I think that was your altar. It looks pretty cool.
I always rearrange my altar. I love rearranging my room, so I've had my altar everywhere. I keep on moving it, but now it's in my closet, secluded, and I have like these black curtains, and it looks really nice.
I wish I had like a little desk or like a table or something for all to like make an altar, and I wish I had like enough stuff to even like make it look good or whatever.
You know, a witch's altar doesn't have to be perfect. I have mine. I have no room to work on it at all, ever. So I have like a separate area. It might be plastic, it might be wood, but I put an altar cloth down, have all my supplies, my working candle, maybe like a couple dragons around me, and then I start working. And I take the energy from my altar to work a spell or a ritual or anything. But normally when I'm doing a ritual, I go to my altar. I don't care.
And where did you get all your witchy items?
That's a very good question. I've got some at Michael's.
Michael's is a great place for that.
It really is. Then you can go online, find some things. I got my chalice from there. You go to yard sales. There's a local witchy kind of shop. It's called One World in the mall that I have here. And I've gotten a lot of things from there. All the books
I have like no witchy shop near me at all. Like
yeah,
it sucks.
Bad. The mall's really far from my house though, and I never have money to go there anyways. So that kind of sucks. But I got all my books from like thrift stores and Barnes and Noble.
See, I would go to all those places, but I don't have no money to take me, and I have like no money.
Same. My mom got out of the hospital recently, so she's not recently. It's kind of been like 3 or 4 weeks, but she still has like this weird tube. She has like a couple of liver problems. She doesn't drink or anything. She just has liver problems. And she has like this bag, but she never takes me anywhere because she's in perfect condition right now, but she still has that bag. But she doesn't take me anywhere. But have you heard the app Pokemon Go?
Yes, I have that game.
My mom literally took me. It was like 2 a.m. I'm like, hey mom, my gym got taken over, and she took me to go take it back. And I was like, why don't you do this for me? Like ever. She never drives me around, but I find my way. I like walking. I love walking, so I just deal with that.
So you have like a chalice. You have like a chalice and an athame and like a little what? Yeah, do you have all that?
Oh, my alarm just went off. Okay. I do. My dad was also a collector of like swords and knives and things like that. So I just went through the box of all his things and found a black-handled double-edged athame, and I was like, this is amazing. And I have a working knife, and then I made my own wand.
I had when I first, like, all my stuff I first started out with, my witchy things, I had a wand that I just had for so long. It was just like a stick. It was from my wand. And I had like a crystal. I had my candles. I had a bunch of stuff. And then it got thrown away because some bitter person just threw it away. And then all the first things I started out with got thrown away, but I easily got that back so quick. And I was like, look at me, I got it all back. So that kind of just shows how you don't really need anything to really do anything with your witchiness. And right now, my altar is kind of just on the floor. And I don't really have like a set altar. I can kind of do magic pretty much anywhere. So for now, I don't really have an altar. I just have it on the floor, and it's working. It works.
Yeah, I have my altar on like these. Have you ever seen those? They're kind of like huge and rectangle, and you have like the little boxes in them. You put things in the boxes.
I don't know.
Yeah, well, I have 2 black ones, and I just put them sideways, stacked them on top of each other, and I have 3 drawers on top, 3 drawers on bottom. One of them holds my incense, the other one holds like my Book of Shadows things and stuff like that. Ooh, let's discuss a Book of Shadows. Do you have one?
I don't, because I don't feel like I have enough to even put anything in. And at first, I was kind of like hesitant to even think about getting a Book of Shadows at all, or a grimoire or whatever, because I just didn't feel like I needed one. And then I made one. It's literally just like a book that's just a black book, and it's just there, sort of empty with like a few things in it. So I have yet to add on to that, but I'm pretty sure one day I'll have a really big one full of stuff.
I currently have. I go through Book of Shadows quick because I am kind of an OCD about organization and how perfect it looks. That's just me. So I went through binders, sketchbooks, you name it. I went through it. But now I'm on to like a tiny sketchbook, and I have it as my grimoire because Book of Shadows are more personal, and grimoires are like information, things you need to know, spells, recipes, everything like that. And then I have a mini Book of Shadows for travels. It has, spells and things like that and that. And then I have another book. I made my little Book of Shadows and I call it my dragon book. I'm going to put information all about dragons in it.
Oh, that's cool.
And, yeah, they're all homemade besides the sketchbook because I'm too lazy to make a big one. So, yeah.
Well, my mom's home, so I guess it's a good time to end. We talked about our beginnings. In the next video, we'll see our next topic. We'll probably add on to this or whatever.
Yep. Give us some ideas down in the comments, please.
Oh yes, that'd be great. Anything you guys want to hear us talk about, or yeah, all that good stuff.
We can probably discuss blood magic in the next one.
Yeah.
Yay, cool.
So, you want an outro?
You can do it.
Okay. Guys, this is our first we haven't decided the name yet, but you guys will obviously see what it's called. But thank you guys so much for watching this, or listening to this, like, chat type stuff. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we will talk to you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.